Hey everybody, it's Justin, your guide into the other side. I want to take the time today to talk about farming, right? So I know a lot of you guys aren't necessarily looking to, get onto the leaderboard. You're not trying to play competitively. You're not trying to, buy quotas and, play at that super high level. Maybe you're just looking to just farm, right? Maybe you're just looking to find recipes, discover them, buy, sell, trade on the marketplace when that part of the game comes out. And maybe you just kind of want to get started with farming, and you just want to create a dragon's hoard of different types of resources and a wealth of knowledge that comes with participating in a different portion of the game, right? So I know in this tweet I actually covered the Otherside environment tier meta, and I want to actually explain how this part, how I think this necessarily pertains to farmers, right? So tier one obviously is that specialized solo, max build coda, and I think that tier two is going to be that entry level, super efficient space for newbies to get started with the game, and just experience the full gamut of the game. But I actually think that tier three, tier four, and tier five are probably more conducive and better if you're a farmer, right? And obviously none of this is financial advice. I just want to talk about things in terms of gameplay. But tier three, tier four, and tier five have more worker spaces to utilize, so you can allocate more farmers towards farming the resources, the sediment fragments that you want, right? So tier three is useful. I think it's probably going to be that mid-range farming, just that entry range farming, lands. And I think that tier four is going to be probably higher bandwidth farming. There's going to be a lot more, workers and a lot more whales in the space. The higher the tier, the more money is going to be necessary in order to utilize the land effectively, right? So do keep that in mind. I would play to your budget. I wouldn't necessarily overextend, but you can do whatever you want. If you can find a tier 5 land, at floor, and it has everything that you want, by all means go for it. It's just farming, so it's super chill. It's not like you have to go super hard on everything. So again, as a farmer, you might just be starting out and you're like, well, what do I farm, and how do I find those things in particular? So I would say the best place is actually to take a look at the other side, just the basic the resource page of Otherside, and we can actually find here the natural materials that the categories of resources that we have available to us. So verbatim, each piece of land in the other side nurtures up to 4 replenishing resources, and you can harvest and utilize them. And they're sectioned down into anima, ore, shard, and root. So some are rare and some are less so, and these are the materials that you will use to shape this world. So my initial reaction is that anima, we can see anima, there's ore, there's shard, there's root, but this kind of reminds me of Minecraft in a way, mainly because this kind of reminds me of like wood. This one kind of reminds me of like metal. This one iron. This one kind of reminds me of diamond. And then this anima type, it specifically refers to research here, and that seems oddly different than the rest. So maybe I'll just mentally change. I don't know. I'm not sure overall, but it seems like they have a type of ascending rarity. So, again, all these things are useful because they're going to be, they're the raw materials that we'll, be using to craft, discover recipes and stuff like that. And if we actually take a look at the obelisk here, I want to point out the obelisk mainly because, as a farmer, you might be thinking, I just kind of want to farm until the Agora comes out. The growth is coming soon. This is what a lot of people are looking for. They're looking to play Legends of the Mara, and this, I guess, is probably like the main thing. The lands rumble to life, generating resources. That's the farming meta. So if we actually take a look out after that, the Agora is important to us as farmers because, people are going to come together to buy, sell, barter, and trade for what you need, right? So I mean, if that's your forte, then by all means, this is probably something you're going to want to prepare for. So again, the next thing is also you may want to craft new items from raw materials. So if you're a resource baron, if you're a farmer, that's something that you'll be able to do, right? Because I feel like people are going to specialize into either hunting or farming, or if you're stuck in that jack of all trades, master of none in the set, in the middle, maybe it's not the best thing. So again, each there's gonna be gameplay for each kind of people, and I feel like you'll you'll find that you either slot into one or the other, maybe both. I'm not sure. But again, let us build, create, and innovate with each other. So again, I know a lot of farmers are probably going to prep for the marketplace. So obviously you're going to need resources to get there, right? So, what resources are there is a huge question. And I would actually direct you to the Otherside Wiki, right? Because this will have, if you actually go to the OtherGuide resource page, which is actually in this drop-down Otherside Metaverse, you can go ahead and just click on resources. It'll just bring you to this page. You'll actually see the entire range of resources that are available to you inside of the Otherside, right? So I'm not going to go through every single one of these because then I'll be up all night. So we'll actually just take a look at each section and just kind of do a little breakdown of what we can see in terms of like insights or some things that are interesting. So if we click on shard here, we'll just click on shard. We can kind of see, hey, okay, we're going to need to sort this by rarity first. So if we sort this by rarity, we can see that the most rare item is displayed at the top. So we can see Omni is one of the most rare resources inside of all of the Otherside because there's only about 308 of them, right? And then it immediately jumps to like 10,000 Oblivion, and then the rest are also, more common than that. So, across Otherside, I mean, there's 100,000 lands at the current moment, and there's only about, if there's 10,000, I mean, that's 1/10. So there's going to be, that's pretty common. So, I mean, as a farmer, maybe you want to have access to, you're probably going to have a common resource, right? But if you're looking to hunt more, rare and desired resources, then obviously you're going to want to take a look at the rarity of all the resources that are available, right? So this is why Otherside Wiki is important, and I like to reference it a lot. So if we actually take a look at shard and root, we can kind of see that they're very similar in terms of like how many resources are inside of each of these two categories, right? There's that one premium super like rare one, and then there's like these super common ones that are spread across the other side. I can't necessarily say what these will be used for, but I highly suspect they're going to be used for its crafting like more common artifacts, or maybe armors or stuff like that. So just core gameplay aspects that are likely going to be super useful for a lot of people. So if you're a farmer, definitely your purpose is to farm these. But when it gets interesting when you actually click on the ore and anima segments of the resources, right? So if you click on ore, you can immediately notice that there's a lot more resource types under this category. But you can also notice they're way more rare, right? There's dimensional 150, stone crop 160, lapidite 190, and it caps out at moss moon being under 1,000, right? So it ranges from there's 150 to 772, and these all seem very special and unique, right? So I can't necessarily say what these will be used for, but I can most definitely say they're going to be more coveted, desirable, and probably something that you will want to at least maybe if you find one close to floor, then definitely pick it up. But again, a lot of this is speculation, so do be careful when you are picking up lands that have rare resources on them, because the market's super volatile. So with ore, you can kind of see there's a lot of resources here. If we click on anima, we can kind of see that the same thing is present as well. There's a lot of resources. They're all very rare and they're all very special, and they all look really cool, right? So again, anima seems to be more research oriented. So I mean, if that's a theme, then maybe there's like a research loop inside of Otherside that you'll need these types of resources for. But again, I can only speculate. So again, if we actually go ahead and click, let's just go ahead and click on one of these. Let's choose something cool. Let's just click on Etheria, right? So Etheria, we can kind of see the breakdown of the resource itself. So this is part of the anima subtype. We can see it's tier 1 what it looks like if it's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. We can kind of, with Otherside Wiki, we can see, the rarity rank. We can see the number of listed other deeds with Etheria. We can see its floor price. So we can also see its distribution across tier lands as well. We can see that where the environment type that it's present. So it seems like Etheria is exclusive to crystal lands, right? So if we go ahead and just click on this, we can see the mineral environment. Holy moly, I actually haven't necessarily went over this, but we'll actually go back to we'll go back to environments here, and we'll just go ahead and just click on like bog, right? So the reason why they're more rare is because there are exclusive resources to the environment type per environment type. So each environment type has 2 exclusive resources. I believe it's only 1 of each, right? So the bog environment has one exclusive anima resource, which is named Scumbria, and then the other one is named Demosmin, right? So, if you click on this, we can actually see, it's only exclusive to bog. You can see, the holders and such like that. And if you scroll down, you can also see the last sales pertaining to this particular environment. So if you are looking for pricing, information, then you can definitely use this page to get a good average of what this kind of costs on market, and you can kind of do your own research with regards to whether you should pick this up or not, whether if it's in your budget or if you're just looking for the sake of looking, right? So if we go back to resources, if we click on one of the more common resources, the more common resources are going to be easier to pick up because they're probably going to cost less because they're more common, law of supply and demand, so on and so forth. We can just go ahead and click Linearia, and I see this all the time when I'm scrolling Blur and such like that. And it's not exclusive. You can see that this resource is far more common, and you can see its distribution according to the environments here as well. So again, Otherside Wiki is a super useful resource, for finding resources itself. You can browse the entire array of resources that are available to you, in increasing rarity order as well. So, it's super interesting to look through all of these and kind of speculate, how each of these are going to be used. But again, with respect to the Voyager's Journey, the Agora is going to be that primary end game for a lot of farmers, right? Because you're going to be looking to buy, sell, trade, probably figure out which resources are going to be super useful when it comes to building artifacts and defense clothing. Armor, right? And stuff like that. And it's going to be a wild ride. There's going to be a lot of things to discover, a lot of things to learn, and definitely a lot of volatility too. So, that's all I got for today. I just kind of want to cover a brief overview and guidelines of like how to find resources and just kind of TLDR everything with regards to how that gameplay style is going to be played, and at least, try to help you out. So, hey, I kind of reached the end of my video, so definitely like and subscribe and hit, it definitely helps me grow my channel. But you can always find me in the Otherside Discord. I'm also in the official Discord as well. So, that's all I got for you today. I'll definitely sign out, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.